A New York judge has ruled President-elect Trump cannot claim presidential immunity in his hush money convictions, and the investigation continues into yesterday's deadly school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. A judge in New York has rejected an effort by President-elect Trump to toss out the 34-count felony convictions in his hush money trial. NPR's Ryan Lucas reports.
New York Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan rejected Trump's argument that prosecutors shouldn't have been allowed to offer certain evidence from Trump's time in office in light of the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity. In his 41-page ruling, Merchan says that the evidence in question relates to Trump's unofficial conduct and thus is not covered by the Supreme Court's presidential immunity decision. Trump was convicted in July of 34 criminal counts of falsifying business records related to hush money payments he made to an adult film star. Trump's attorneys also have put forward other grounds as well for the case to be dismissed. Ryan Lucas, NPR News, Washington.
President-elect Trump's nominees continued to visit senators in hopes of winning support in their confirmation hearings. That includes Trump's nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He has spread falsehoods and conspiracy theories about vaccines. Kennedy met yesterday with Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin. Mullin says Kennedy has told him he will not try to end the use of the polio vaccine, but the GOP senator said Kennedy is skeptical about several health issues.
I think he's going to question science, and I'm glad he's going to question it.
Some senators say they will question Kennedy about his views on vaccines and other health matters. The CEO of Softbank, Masayoshi Son, is pledging to invest $100 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years. As NPR's Bobby Allen reports, Son is the latest tech mogul offering to spend big to court President-elect Trump.
Masayoshi Son's Softbank, a Japanese financial juggernaut, hasn't explained where the $100 billion will come from, but he says it will be spent on investments in AI startups and other ventures. It comes just as other tech executives like Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, and OpenAI's Sam Altman have all announced million-dollar donations to Trump's inaugural fund. Silicon Valley historian Margaret O'Mara says tech companies have donated to inaugural funds before, but this time is different.
We're giving lots of money and we're making it very clear how much we're giving and who we're giving it to and why. That's something that was a departure from past forms.
O'Mara says for some tech executives like Zuckerberg and Bezos who have clashed with Trump, the publicity over the donations could be fodder for a fresh start. Bobby Allen, NPR News.
The video-sharing app TikTok and its Chinese-based parent company ByteDance are appealing to the U.S. Supreme Court. They want the court to block a federal law that bans the app starting next month. Lower courts have refused to step in. This may be TikTok's last legal effort to save itself in the U.S. It's not clear if President-elect Trump may step in. Authorities in Madison, Wisconsin say a 15-year-old girl opened fire at a Christian school yesterday. A student and a teacher were killed and 6 other people were wounded. Madison's police chief says the girl then apparently took her own life. Wisconsin Public Radio's Sarah Lear says the reason for the shooting is not yet known.
The biggest question, why, that's still unclear. Police say they're still trying to piece together a motive. Officers have recovered a handgun from the scene. Madison police say they're working with federal officials to trace the origins of the gun. The police chief said late Monday it's not clear how exactly a 15-year-old got this gun.
Sarah Lear reporting. Police were alerted to the shooting when a second grader called 911. Authorities in Russia say a bomb hidden in a scooter has killed a top Russian general and an aide in Moscow. NPR has learned Ukraine was behind the assassination. The general was accused of overseeing chemical and biological warfare in Ukraine. Yesterday, Ukrainian prosecutors charged him with using banned chemical weapons there. A federal judge has granted lawyers for ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin access to examine samples of George Floyd's heart tissue. Chauvin is in prison for Floyd's murder and for violating his civil rights. From Minnesota Public Radio, Matt Sepik has more.
Chauvin is trying to rescind his 2021 guilty plea to federal charges of using excessive force. He argues that his original attorney failed to tell him about an email from a Kansas pathologist who believes Floyd died of a heart condition, not Chauvin's knee on his neck. Prosecutors counter that a jury already rejected a similar medical opinion.
Matt Sepik reporting. Doctors in New York City are reporting a medical first. Surgeons have transplanted a new kind of genetically modified pig kidney into a living person. NPR's Rob Stein got exclusive access to witness the procedure.
Surgeons at NYU Langone Health in New York City transplanted the kidney into an Alabama woman 3 weeks ago. 53-year-old Tawana Looney couldn't get a human kidney, so doctors did an experimental procedure using a pig kidney that was genetically modified to help her body accept the organ. 2 other living patients have previously gotten other kinds of modified pig kidneys, and 2 men have received modified pig hearts. None of those patients survived more than 3 months, but Looney is healthier, raising hope she may fare better. Rob Stein, NPR News, New York.
You're listening to NPR News from Washington.